Salutations, weary travelers. BlueSpice here. Today we'll be discussing a lot that has been happening at Brime. In a future video, we'll be discussing their dev stream once it is released. Naturally, before we begin, remember not to harass anyone mentioned in this video. Anyhow, let's get into it. First up, some updates on Brime. They added the ability to delete VODs as well as download VODs, and they've apparently gotten access to an Xbox dev kit, so now they're making a Brime app for Xbox, or at least they will be at some point in the future. They've of course added different tweaks and fixes over the past month since my last upload, but we're not really going to get into those. Now let's talk a bit about how Brime just lost a case against, well, Brime. You see, watchbrime has been going around trying to take down or take ownership of any and all sites with the Brime name in it. The problem with this is that they aren't technically the first people to make Brime. There's a simple blogging type site called brime.com, and it was formed about 20 years ago. Now, for a simple rundown on what happened, watchbrime, most likely Geekin, claimed that brime.com was squatting or trying to claim to be the real Brime, so they were just trying to basically steal their name. So watchbrime filed a UDRP, or a Uniform Domain Name Dispute Resolution. Basically, it means that watchbrime tried to take brime.com. Now, luckily, this dispute was rightly rejected by our legal system. However, by doing this, watchbrime has again shown their true colors. They maliciously went after someone without doing any proper research, without understanding what someone was and how long they've been there. Now, a man by the name of David claims that watchbrime is committing wire fraud to hijack brime.com. Within this claim, he basically states that the individuals involved could see a fine, face 20 years in prison, or up to 20 years in prison, or both. Personally, I hope that brime.com sees some form of payment on behalf of watchbrime and that watchbrime apologizes for their malicious actions. Moving on, Major, aka the original founder of watchbrime, has been attempting to communicate with Zach and Geekin. In his attempt to have a civil conversation, Geekin has officially decided to uphold Major's ban on the platform. This is due to Major sending them a cease and desist for defamation. Basically, for everyone that is unaware, Major sold Brime to Zach Davis many months back. In promise of this sale, Zach basically agreed to give Major a sum of money, as well as the ability to keep his title as founder. Not long later, Geekin and Zach went back on their word and permanently banned Major, and acting as if he has never created Brime. Now, currently, I'm not 100% aware of what is going on between them at this moment in time. In my opinion, if Geekin and Zach continue to refuse to give Major the appropriate credit, then he should take them to court. As at the end of the day, what Geekin and Zach did is extremely scummy, especially since they tried to hide the truth. Next up, we have an update to the payment system. Several of the Brime staff had contacted me claiming that the issue with the payment system not requiring you to be logged in has been fixed. Something about them being transferred from Recurly to ChargeBee. Hopefully it is fixed, but I did find it odd that the staff gave me mixed messages, as some said it was because of blank, while others said it was because of blank. Either way, I still personally find it sketchy, but of course you're welcome to test it out for yourself. Moving on to the Brime Simp Squad. As previously stated many times in the past, I've had these Brimers constantly try and claim that I post false information. However, when I confront them about their claims, they fall silent. Even Major Respect himself, who for a long time claimed that my videos were false information taken out of context, has come out to state that what I have posted is nothing but accurate and honest information. At the end of the day, I do my best to post accurate information, and at any time that I have made small mistakes, I've corrected it immediately. Personally, I find that these Brimers have put so much dedication into Brime that they don't bother looking at what is wrong with it. This is being Geekin and Zach. They would much rather turn a blind eye or even excuse their repulsive behavior than attempt to correct it, and by doing so, they're enabling further poor behavior. Ultimately, I will continue calling these individuals out, as has led some of them to actually start thinking for themselves. Hopefully, one day, these Brimers will do the same. Next up, Geekin, the CTO of watchbrime, started to baby rage with his followers over a video that Alpha Gaming, aka Harris, posted. For a quick rundown of that video, he basically only wanted to talk about the best options for main streaming sites, and so he stated that he wasn't going to be talking about smaller platforms or ones that don't really count, such as Brime, Glemmish, so on and so forth. As a result of this, Geekin started making inappropriate comments about Harris, and even his followers started to bombard Harris's video with stupid comments that didn't have anything to do with the video, which leads me to believe that Geekin and his followers didn't actually bother watching the video. Now, moving on, after I posted what Geekin had stated on Twitter, Harris a day later posted a video in regards to the comments that Geekin had made, as well as talked about how smaller platforms need to give better reasons for users to come to their site. As a result of Geekin's poor comments being blown up, he tried to make an apology/excuse for his poor behavior. However, this is all bullshit. You see, not long ago, Geekin sent out a statement to me and several people. In this statement, he basically makes the same exact excuses, and on top of that, he has been saying stupid and poor comments since he arrived at Brime. He wasn't joking around or even tired. He was being 100% serious about what he said. He's a manipulative egomaniac that got caught on his bullshit. And no fake apology or excuses is going to get him out of this, and it certainly doesn't help that the very next day after he made this quote-unquote apology, immediately started trash-talking Harris again. And now for the final little bit on Brime. Geekin in the past has been abusing user data and information that should not be publicly posted. Whether that be the time he doxed and slandered a user's name, the time where he showed off and talked about tickets, or the time where he threatened to release a user's phone number. He still does this type of shit to this day. This isn't a one-off thing. Trusting Brime with your personal information isn't likely to end well for you. Now moving on to Glemmish, there's been quite a few updates since my last posting. They've added custom emotes. You can now have GIFs or static emotes on your channel. The homepage will now list off random streamers who have been live for at least 15 minutes, as well as a few minor tweaks and fixes. Next up we have Trovo. They've recently hit 30,000 Discord members. They're planning on going to gaming conventions in the future. They're currently on the hunt for an esports analyst, and it looks like they're hiring from within the community. They've made some updates to bot tracking, as well as some few minor tweaks and adjustments. Ultimately, Brime needs to start acting in a more professional and responsible manner, if anyone is going to start taking them seriously. There's a good reason as to why they have such few users and why only their die-hard followers take them seriously. The ownership needs to start acting like owners, like responsible and respectable individuals, not these man-children that act in such a repulsive manner. Now, before I give my closing statement, I'd like to thank everyone that has helped me out with research and any information that I was unaware of. Naturally, these people are going to remain anonymous, as I wouldn't like them to see them being, oh my goodness. I'll go ahead and not edit this one out. I don't want to see them getting harassed, especially by people within the Brime community who are generally malicious individuals. So, not going to be posting their names or any information like that. Just know that I do appreciate the effort that you've put into helping me make these videos happen. Anyhow, if I've gotten anything wrong in the video, then please feel free to let me know. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, then feel free to contact me through the comment section, Discord, Twitter, or even email. Thank you all, and have a lovely day. See you next time.